Hi guys! Today I am finally filming part 2 of my TV DVD box set collection. So part 1, if you have already seen this, I will link it in the description box down below and it will be linked on the end card if you haven't already seen it. It included all of my teen and post-teen TV drama DVDs and most of my comedy DVDs. So today I'm just going to finish up the comedy ones and move on to the TV drama box sets. Now before I get started, there are a couple that I can't find and it's really annoying me, and the reason that I can't find them is probably because technically speaking they are not mine. There are a couple of DVDs throughout this collection which are actually box sets of my brother's, and he bought them and then I got addicted to watching them, and so they have become kind of like just DVDs within the house. So I didn't buy them, so technically they're not mine, but I count them as part of my collection because they're shows that I love to watch. But we are just going to go ahead and power on without them. So continuing on with the comedy DVDs, this is my Green Wing box set. So it's in this collector's edition kind of box set situation, and it has the 2 seasons in it and the special in it on a separate DVD. So this is what season 1 looks like in a kind of greeny turquoisey cover. Season 2 is in this purpley cover. If you have never seen Green Wing before, I'm pretty sure that from seeing these covers of the DVDs you will know that it's a slightly bizarre, absurd, out there comedy show, but it's amazing. So if you've never seen it, please do try and give it a watch at some point because it is hilarious. And that is the special, so that's the cover of the special. And I haven't actually watched this for ages, but my parents bought these because I had gone on and on and on and on about how good it was. I'd watched this at Emma's house because Emma's a massive fan of Green Wing. It is very bizarre and out there, so it might not be to everyone's taste. It's one of these kind of quirky British comedies, but if you are into that kind of genre, then give this a watch. And finally, in the comedy sort of genre, we have Friends. I'm sure that's not that surprising. Now, the weird thing about Friends is that we started collecting our Friends DVDs years and years and years ago because in Morrison's, every week they had a basket of DVDs that were like £1, and they had these ones which are basically like discs with 4 episodes of Friends on each of them. So this is one from season 8 and it has the one with Rachel's date, the one with the Halloween party, the one with the stain, and the one with the stripper. Now, we collected so many of these over the years. Like, we never bought any of the box sets, but we just collected these DVDs and we were building up our collection using these ones. But I then thought that we ended up buying all of them at one point because Asda had all of them for like ridiculously cheap prices. But from what I can tell from going through my collection to look for them, we have seasons 1 to 6 in like the standard box sets that look like this. So here's season 6 here in the greeny sort of cover, and it's got the 3 kind of discs, or 6 discs and 3 boxes within that. I thought we'd picked up all 10 seasons of them in that offer, but I don't think that we must have because I can only find seasons 1 to 6. So I guess what had happened is that we had completed seasons 7, 8, 9 and 10 with these ones, and we just needed the first 6 completed, so we just got those ones. So in the interest of saving time, I decided not to bring out all of the small discs like this. I just brought a couple. So as I say, that one was from season 8, and then this one is from the final season, and that's what the boxes for it looked like. It's got the first 4 episodes of season 10 on it, which are all incredible episodes, by the way. This is a particularly good disc to have because it's just got some excellent episodes on it. So that is how we made up our Friends collection. If you're a fan of Friends and you want to hear me talk about Friends some more, I actually did the Friends tag back in January. My friend Lynn created it and I filmed it, I think, right at the very start of the year, and so I'll link that in the description box below. And finally, in terms of comedy, this is a stand-up box set rather than a kind of like comedy TV show box set. This is my Dylan Moran stand-up box set. Dylan is one of my favourite comedians and I absolutely love him. I've seen him live twice now and just absolutely loved it both times. If you have watched part 1 of this DVD collection, then you will know that Black Books is one of my favourite comedy shows. I absolutely love it. Bernard Black is one of the best characters. He's just hilarious, and Dylan is just fantastic. So this has 3 of his stand-up shows in it. We have Monster, we have Like Totally, and we have What Is It? They are just so incredible. Monster is my favourite. This is what the box looks like when you take it out. This is Monster. It's the oldest one, and then we have Like Totally, which looks like this, and What Is It? Which looks like that. Now, it's just incredible. This in particular has some of my favourite stand-up moments ever in it. There are just some parts of that show that make me cry with laughter every single time I watch it, I might actually link in the description box. There's going to be so many links in this description box, but I might link a couple of my favourite moments from Monster in the description box so that you can go and see it, because if you've never seen his stand-up, you should see it because it's amazing. So now that we've finished with comedy, I'm going to move on to TV drama. First up, we have the greatest show of all time, Lost. So we have all 6 seasons of Lost. I will admit that seasons 1, 2 and 3 are actually my brother's, but then I started watching it and caught up at that point, and then we invested in the rest of them just for the family, because the whole family now love this show. If you've never watched Lost, it's an experience of a show. And yes, I know there are a lot of people that after it got to about season 5 fell out of love with it, and then a lot of people who didn't like the ending. I love it. I will not talk about this anymore and waste time in this particular video, but it's just an excellent, excellent, excellent TV show. So this is season 1, and I feel like this is the kind of like classic Lost looking box, because it very much reminds me of the original trailer that was on Channel 4, and it was just such an iconic trailer. And so this is what it looks like, and then you have 7 discs on the inside. There's 25 episodes I think in season 1, and they are all just fantastic. So this is what the individual discs look like. You have one of the main characters on the front of each disc, and then each one has about 4 or 5 episodes on it. Season 2 I really, really like. It's in this sort of like goldy bronze packaging, which is just gorgeous. I really, really like how this feels actually really nice. It sort of feels very textured. So that's what it looks like. And then once again you have 6 volumes and a bonus features disc, and they just look like this. So again, you've just got some of the main characters featured on the front of each disc. Season 3 is green, so it looks like this. It's very jungly, so very reflective of the island location. Season 4 is like this. I know season 4 was not everyone's favourite. It was very bizarre, but I actually really enjoy it. It's the shortest one, so you can actually see, if you compare it to season 1. The boxes are significantly smaller, but this one only had, I think, 14 episodes. It was the one that was written during the writer's strike. But again, the front covers of the discs just look something like this. So they've just got some of our favourite characters gracing the covers of the boxes. Season 5 looks like this, and again, it's much shorter. I think it only had about 18 episodes. If that's right, I'm just going to be... It's 17. Again, this is what the boxes look like. Each of the boxes just tends to have some of the characters in it, because for me, Lost is all about character, and it has some of the best characters on television in this show, some of the most interesting, complicated characters. And season 6 looks like this. I really, really like the season 6 cover actually, that very shiny, reflective, oh look, oh no, my camera does not like that. Yeah, it's got that kind of shiny, reflective finish to it, so it's really nice. And once again, it has less episodes, I think. Yep, 17 episodes in season 6, and the front covers just look something like this. Moving on from Lost, we have Dexter. Here are our Dexter DVDs. Now, season 8 actually isn't even out of the cellophane. We actually watched season 8 online because we wanted to watch it as it aired rather than wait for the DVDs to come out. But then once my parents started to watch it, which was like a year down the line, and they started from season 1, we bought season 8 because we didn't have it yet, but they haven't actually reached it yet. If you've never seen Dexter before, just a very quick note about what it's about. It is about a man, his name is Dexter, funnily enough. He works for the Miami Police Department as a blood spatter analyst, but he is also a serial killer. So it's an interesting combination. So this is the season 1 DVD cover, which I think is very nice. What I really, really love about the Dexter packaging and branding is the fact that it is that red on white, very, very sharp, eye-catching sort of look, and it just makes the kind of the blood idea very, very real, I think, because all of the boxes are this bright white. This is the season 2 box set, by the way, but that bright white sort of colour with the red writing, it does really stand out. So I think visually these always look amazing. This is season 3. It looks like this. I quite like that cover actually, very extreme close up. I'm not going to show you season 4 because it gives some things away that I don't think that you need to know about if you haven't seen it yet. This then is season 5. Again, this is quite cool. I like how it's the kind of like blood pooling reflective thing. Very, very creepy. Dexter is a creepy TV show. If you've not seen it, it's pretty creepy. This is 6, which I just think is such an amazing cover. That's season 6, and I just, visually I think that looks incredible. 7 again I think is a really cool cover. I like that, just the very, very little hint just there. Again, a very extreme close-up of Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter. And then 8, which we haven't actually opened yet, looks like this. Now, next is one of the ones that I actually can't find all of because my brother's on holiday and I don't know where he's keeping them. But here we have seasons 1 and 2 of Prison Break. I do have 3 and 4, I just don't know where they are. I have looked everywhere that I could think of and I can't find them, so he must be keeping them in a drawer somewhere or whatever. So we do have 3 and 4, but this is what season 1 looks like. Prison Break is an incredible show, especially season 1. If you have seen season 1, you'll know what I'm talking about. Season 1 is pretty much solely set in the prison, which is what makes it so intense, and it is a very intense show to watch. It can feel a little bit claustrophobic at times, but I just think that shows what great writing it is. These are what the discs inside look like. So you've got Michael, who is our main character, up at the top, and then he's appearing there at the bottom, and then going through the rest of the discs we have some of the other characters. So that is Lincoln, who's Michael's brother, and he then appears on this disc. So again, very much like Lost, we've got the very character-centric discs, which I love. And then this is what season 2 looks like. I like this box set a lot. And again, we just have the individual discs with some of the main characters on the front. So they're really good. Seasons 3 and 4 are much the same in terms of the boxes, I just can't find them. This is going to be interesting. I'm probably going to drop some of these, which is not going to be fun. But next is another of my absolutely all-time favourite TV shows that I rant and rave about consistently. That is 24. I'm trying so hard to lift these up without dropping them, but that is all of our 24 box sets. So we don't have the most recent season yet, which is season 9, which was the half season, Live Another Day. It wasn't, they're calling it season 9, but it was a kind of special sort of thing. So we don't have that yet. I don't know if I will buy it because it was so upsetting that I don't know if I ever want to watch it again, because I found it very difficult to watch first time around. But I'll just walk you through what our box sets look like. We mostly have the chunky ones, but for season 1 we've got the kind of slimline box set, which looks like this. So we have Jack on the front. Oh, Jack Bauer. We all know how I feel about Jack Bauer. And then inside the sleeve, we just have exactly the same cover, and it is just one of your standard, oh, here we go, sort of flippable, here are the discs situations. Season 2 looks like this, and it is one of the more chunky ones, so I'll just show you what it looks like inside, and then I won't probably do that for the rest of them. But it looks like this. So we have Jack again on the front, and then it is that kind of like fold out sort of library of discs. So this is what it looks like, and this is what the cover looks like. This is season 3. Again, we have Jack and then some of the other characters who I won't tell you who they are so that I don't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it before. But this is season 3, and it was really good. I liked season 3 a lot. It was actually really scary. There's a lot of 24 is very creepy, but there were a lot of scary things happened in season 3, and that's what the inside looks like. Season 4 is potentially my favourite season. I don't know if I can say that absolutely outright because all of 24 is incredible, but I really, really loved season 4, and this is what the cover looks like, and then that is what the inside of the cover looks like. So I like that actually, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that for a while, but yeah, that's what the inside looks like. Season 5, just telling us all what we already know. Must have TV. This is what season 5 looks like, and I like that actually, that's very eye-catching. I think these are all 15s. I'm pretty sure every season of 24 is a 15. And every season of Dexter is an 18 other than 7, which is a 15 for some reason. But anyway, that is then what the inside cover of it looks like. Then we have the season 6 cover, which is horribly upsetting. Not the cover, the season. It's a very upsetting season. And yeah, we can see Jack here and here. It's been a bit of a traumatic time for this season, so I do quite like that cover actually. And then the inside, I like that actually. I think that's a really, really striking cover image. And you've just got the kind of iconic 24 clock. Then after season 6 and before season 7, they did a one-off spin-off in Africa, and it was called 24 Redemption, and that is what it looks like. So we got this disc, and it's just in the little kind of like paper sleeve. Robert Carlyle was in this and just was phenomenally good. And it was a really, really good one-off sort of extra. And I just love in shows like this when you get little extra bits and pieces like this to spend more time with characters. So I loved this. It was horrible and it was quite hard to watch, but I loved that they did it. Then we have season 7, which again we've got in the slimline box, and it looks like this, and the inside cover again is just much the same. I don't actually remember a huge amount about this season because I've only seen it once, and I feel like I should watch it again to remind myself of what actually happened. So then we have one that's a little bit different. This is season 8, which is, they're calling the final season, but this was obviously before they then went and did Live Another Day. But it's in a kind of actual box, so you can lift that up. And then the discs are in a box. So you've got this one, which is the actual episodes in the DVD collection. And then you have this little skinny extra one, which is the bonus features disc. And can I just say that it says on the back of this, right across the top here, groundbreaking television, and I would completely agree with that. And finally, for this DVD collection, I have two shows that don't really fit, again, into any particular genre category, and so I am just going to add them on at the end. The first one is a detective show, which I don't know if any of you will have seen, but if you have, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and that is Monk. We started watching it on TV and we really liked it. And then we decided to start getting the box set, so my mum started buying them and we just kind of like built up a collection in the house. So we do actually have all 8 seasons, but I don't know where the season 8 box is at the moment. It must be in one of the other rooms and I just couldn't get my eye on it before I started to film this. This is a very sweet, light, funny, interesting show to watch. It's a typical kind of mystery detective show, but the difference is that Adrian Monk, who is our kind of main character, he suffers from OCD and he has a lot of kind of issues in life, and he's not your typical detective, but he's just super smart, and that makes for a really interesting on-screen dynamic between him and the other characters. This is the cover of season 1, and I'll go through all of them just very quickly. They are all sort of fairly similar covers. They actually look a bit like the Dexter covers in terms of colour, but obviously it's not about a serial killer. This is the cover of season 2. This show is just so sweet. This actually, going through this is making me want to watch this again. It actually says on the back of this one of the quotes, and it was from USA Today, says twice as entertaining as most other TV shows, and it really is good. I feel like this is such an underrated show. I feel like no one really talks about it, and they should, because it was so good. It finished up in about 2011 or something maybe. So this is the cover of season 3. He's always kind of sitting on his own, which makes me sad because you just feel for Adrian so much. He's such a good character. Season 4, I like that cover actually. That's a really clever cover. Season 5 cover looks like this. Season 6 looks like this. And season 7 looks like this. I really like this cover. Season 8 again is much the same. It's just a white with red cover with a picture of Adrian on the front of it. Again, if you've never seen this before and you get the opportunity to watch it, do, because it's really good. Although each individual episode focuses on a different crime, the backstory to Adrian and what he's been through in his life and the other characters that are around him, so his kind of friends and his support network, it builds in a very interesting way, and it's a really fascinating backstory that I really love. And so it's not just about the kind of each episode solving a particular crime. That's obviously important, but that's not really at the very core of it. At the very core of it, you're learning about things that Adrian's been through in his past, and it's just lovely. And finally, for one that I couldn't fit into any other category, we have, wait for it, drumroll please, Monarch of the Glen. Now, I don't know how many people are going to know what this show is. This is a show set in the Scottish Highlands at a grand estate, and there's a laird of the estate and this family who have been, you know, looking after this estate for generations and generations, and it's just about their lives and romances, and it is complete fantasy. This is not what life in Scotland is like. For anyone watching this who thinks this is what living in Scotland is like, it's not. They live in a castle and they prance about round the lochs all day long, and it's just lovely escapist fantasy, really. It's not fantasy in terms of there's no kind of like magic in it, but it just feels like a fantasy because it's this life that isn't actually realistically like what living in Scotland is like. It took me forever to get this box set. It honestly did. I took years to actually get my hands on it, but I finally got it and I was so pleased to have it because it just reminds me of childhood, because Monarch of the Glen was on a Sunday evening at about 8 o'clock, and I just remember every Sunday evening being so excited for the new episode. And so when I finally managed to get the box set, I was just so pleased. So this is what they look like on the inside. We have seasons 1 to 4, which look like this. They are all just put together in this one big box, which looks like this. And then we have seasons 5, 6 and 7 in the other box. This show has some great characters, it has some really great comedy moments, it's really light, it also has some really sad moments, but generally it's just a nice piece of escapist fantasy. So that is it for part 2 of my TV DVD box set collection. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments down below if you've watched any of these shows, and if you have, which ones are your favourites. And let me know what some of your favourite TV DVDs are that you own. Thanks again for watching, I hope you're having a great week, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye! I just love this. I love the cover of this. We've got some of the, well, we've got all of the main characters really, with the exception of Henry, which if anyone watches the show, I'm sure you will agree with me that it's kind of a shame that